We are here at TEDxBeaconStreet, and I am sitting down with Kevin Gosnell, an advocate. And Kevin, let me just ask you right off the bat, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I'm a 47-year-old man. I have a tremendous wife and three incredible kids, Scott, Jake, and Joe. And I am a person that got a horrific diagnosis. About a year ago, I started to have symptoms that started in my leg, and I continued to have weakness in my leg. Eventually, I was diagnosed with the horrific disease, ALS.
Yeah. And so how long ago was that?
About a year ago, 14 months ago, I started my first symptom. I kind of was told in March that I had the disease and was confirmed in May. So it's been a little bit of a journey for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's an understatement. So tell me a little bit, Kevin, about after you heard, you got this news, you had, in your mind, you had a couple choices that you could make.
Yeah. Well, first of all, when you get news like this, I mean, I was on top of the world. I mean, I have been extremely blessed in life in all areas. And as soon as I got the news, time stood still. Time actually stopped. And, it took me a little bit to certainly get my arms around all this. And typically, you've got a couple of years from the time of the first symptom.
Yeah.
So it's a progressive disease that goes relatively quickly, and it's a horrific disease. It's kind of the disease that takes one knuckle a day type thing.
Yeah.
You just every day it just alters and changes a little bit. I've been somebody that's always appreciated and valued time. So having that belief system, I said, I don't have a lot of time left, and so I said to myself, what can I do to make a difference? How can I do something to change the future outcome of the people that might have this disease? And that's where my mind started to move to.
So you just got done giving an amazing talk on stage. Standing ovation. It was incredible. Can you tell me, just tell me a little bit about the talk?
It was a heck of a journey. I had some great coaches that came in and helped me. It was an emotional talk. It's extremely emotional. But one of the things that I really looked at is I wanted a message that brought the ALS community together and brought everyone together for a mission. Because I believe that this is just an underfunded disease, because the family and friends of the people with ALS have not come together as one voice and stood as one team.
Yeah.
And I believe when that happens and we become a team, I think some amazing things are gonna take place. And and that's what the speech is about. And I really think that anybody that hears this speech, there's a lot of lessons in it. An awful lot of lessons in it. A lot of lessons from a father to their kids, from a husband to his wife, and from a person to a community that I think needs to be led and brought together. And I hope the simple acts that I'm doing can help bring the community together as one.
Yeah, and that is exactly what you're doing. With every person, there's 2,000 people in the building today at TEDxBeaconStreet, and everyone it seems that you come in contact with is just immediately becoming a bigger, stronger person in your presence. I'm humbled to be sitting here with you right now.
Something special happened when you get done, and we went to get the final picture.
After your talk?
Yeah, after the talk. A girl came up to me. Her name was Beth, and she had tears in her eyes. And she hugged me and said her dad had ALS. And this is what we need. She said we need to come together as a team. And she had emailed her relatives and her sister. And she's like, we're going to join and the cause, and we're going to get behind this, and that's exactly what this speech is about. You know, if anybody has been connected in any way, whether you knew a friend, you had a former boss, or you had a mother or a brother or a sister or an aunt or uncle, whatever that connection may be, or you just a philanthropic person and you want to make a difference,
Yeah.
then we need people to come together and help. And that's the call to action for this talk.
Yeah. Is there anywhere that you're sending people, an organization, a website? How could people, someone out there wants to help right now? What can they do?
alsnight.org and become a knight.
Yeah.
That's what we want people to do. alsnight.org and become a knight.
Great. All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to talk about, mention?
Yeah, I like to end with a quote that I said in the speech, but I think it's just been so ingrained in my belief system. But we all have 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, and 24 hours in a day. It's what we do with that time that separates who we are and ultimately distinguishes the quality of life that we live. And I hope that this speech helps encourage people to appreciate the time that they have and they live the fullest life that they can.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ted. Appreciate it.
Kevin Gosnell. You can see his talk at TEDxBeaconStreet.com.